Max, Wardrum Forge. So recently, ACMER Laser reached out to me and asked if I would try out their laser, give it a review. I've obviously got the 60 watt mobile fiber right here. This one served me well for the past few months. Great for metal work, which is obviously what I do. But you know, tools are expensive, and I'm not in a spot where I'm gonna turn down free tools to give them a shot. And since this is the only laser I've got, this will be something new for me to try. So I'm gonna unbox it, give it a shot, see how quickly I can get this up and running, and we're gonna do that right now. I'm not doing this in my shop because it's too cold out, so we're doing it in my cramped office, and we'll see how this works. So I'm gonna bring you over here, and maybe I'll narrate, but this knife. Great. So, we've got a guide, some test materials in there. Styrofoam. And just as an aside, this thing is super light, like crazy light. All right, so laser unboxing, potentially the simplest thing I've ever seen as far as organization. This is well organized. So I've got, looks like an exhaust port, power supply. We've got some laser glasses so I don't go blind, which important-ish. I've got the laser head, tools, cleaning cloth for the laser, and I'm not known for reading directions. I'm going to assume that this cable here goes to this connector slot here. There's a whole bunch of plastic on here that we're probably going to want to remove just for the sake of doing so. I may need to read the directions because I'm going to have to get this guy in here. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to read the directions. Okay, haven't read the directions yet, but I did realize I should probably slide the gantry forward. That would probably give me what I need to slide this into the slot. Oh, that's nice. I think it just comes right off. Let's remove the plug real quick. We'll plug it back in a minute. So easy enough to get in there. I'll probably have to adjust the height, maybe, not sure. Now there's a ton of extra foam in here, which I don't know if this thing opens in the back. Doesn't appear to, so we're going to see if we can very carefully get this out without damaging anything. More foam. All right, all the foam is out. So we're gonna close that back up and we're gonna get power supply. And I did download the software already. I just kind of went to their website and let's see, is that a hole? No. Power's over here. Cool. Real quick, I guess I should do this. So, laser, protected box. Oh, I'm trying not to break this. You've got your cutting edge, galvo, over here, power, USB, power button, and on the back, looks like you got your emergency stop and your exhaust vent. So I'm gonna plug that back up. Okay, got this guy. I've got plenty of ventilation in here, so that shouldn't be a problem. I'm gonna let's get some power. Cool. So yeah, the software took 3 seconds to download. Nothing crazy there. And I'm gonna set up my MacBook over here. Let's grab this guy. Okay. And we got this. And that. All right. All right, so got this plugged in. There's a light blinking, emergency stop. We're gonna undo that. It's on. So now I'm gonna figure out any of the connection stuff in here, making sure that my COM ports are selected and the product's correct, and then we'll do a quick. All right, so basically I put one of the stock business card pieces that they have, threw that in there. Just wrote ACMER K1 on. We're just gonna see what happens. I have no idea. So it's gonna generate the G code, it looks like, and we're gonna all right, I'm going to turn this over to a time lapse because this looks like it's got about 8.5 minutes. I kept the speed low, the power low, so we're going to do a time lapse and see what happens. All right, so we ran it. Looks like I've got a little bit of work to do as far as just my zeroing. That was very tight to the side, but it printed. It took maybe 4 minutes at a relatively low speed, and yeah, we put it at 7,000. I have no idea. This thing goes all the way up to, I don't know, 50,000 millimeters a minute. So might try this again and see how that looks. Let's see what we got here. We got centering, we got home. Alright, so if it's considering that home, and what is this? Frame? Alright. So I guess we can give this a shot again. See how long this takes with it set up like... And we're going to process this. Now this one says it's going to take a little bit longer. I'm not sure exactly why, but I'll figure it out. Next, we'll probably want to try and cut some things, see if I can cut some stuff out of this. Alright, this time I've got a piece of wood in there, and I'm going to do my logo just for the sake of it. I did nothing except for increase the power to 100. I guess I can click this button. Oh, the material I need to change. So we're going to do wood. We're going to do base wood. And it's going to be the default. I assume if I start playing with this in light burn, that I'm going to get a more, I don't know, significantly more control. But the software is very easy to use. I'm just going to move this to be lined up better. Let's try this now. Working boundary. Why does this say that it's outside of the working boundary? We're going to move that over a bit. Process. Oh, because this one is still selected, which let's take a look at this. Delete. 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 Alright. Now I can move this back over here. And we can go process. Alright. And let's get started. I'm going to flip this over to hyperlapse. So again, still have to work on my framing, but nice little wood engraving with my logo. Relatively quick, very simple. Alright, so this is now going to live in my office at work. Going to be great. Some tech stuff. So, as a recap, do I recommend it? Do I like it? For $300, which is like 1/10 of the price of my fiber, I think it's great. I think it's really easy to set up. You saw my setup in real time. I think that its capabilities are really good. It's really easy to use. The software is evolving. They don't quite have everything worked out on Mac yet. On Windows, it seems to be much better. And, I'll say that for somebody just starting to get into this, for your kids, for Christmas, for whatever, I think it works really well. I think it's very simple. And yeah, this is a great entry level, safe, contained solution that can start people thinking about how they want to use lasers and what they'd like to do with them. So, would I buy it? Yeah, absolutely. This would probably be a great one for my kid, and I'm probably going to use it to label a bunch of stuff around the office. But it's a very, very cool, very simple little laser setup.